Good evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 9 of the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series. Tonight, from the world's fastest half mile, Cyber Thunder goes out to Thunder Valley out here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Currently, familiar faces, familiar places. John Diekman joins me out here in the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Out here tonight for 90 laps of short track racing out here, seeing if Andrew Kotzka can find his 4th win of the season, or if Mad Sim Racing can get a 5th consecutive win out here at Bristol Motor Speedway. John, pleasure to have you back out here once again for another week of great racing tonight. And tonight there's going to be some hurt fenders and maybe some hurt feelings at the end of tonight. How you doing tonight, John?
I'm doing good. Thank you again for having me up in the booth. It's been an honor. We're going to see these riding stars challenge each other tonight with Bristol Motor Speedway. It's going to be a very tight track, very fast track. And I would not be surprised if we have a little bit of arguing between drivers at the end of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time these guys come here, as we see Eric Moore take a hard lick into those pit barrels down there at the exit of turn number 2, there's always a battle over real estate, and we'll have to see who's able to come out on top at the end of this 90-lap sprint out here tonight. Currently following Dalton Carter around the track right now. Dalton sitting 9th on the speed charts, a little bit over a 10th off of first place Tyler Beeman. Last week's second place finisher, Tyler Beeman, in that 91 car. The field is very close on times, got 17 drivers out on track, and the top 10 actually make that the top 13, all within 0.2 of a second of each other. So some very close and very competitive times out here, John.
Yeah, and you're going to see drivers like we see Don right now. He's working on the high side, like middle to high. And you see a car in front of the 101, David Gainworth. He's working the low line. He's going to try to make that work. You're going to see cars go all the way up to the wall in the middle, down low. It's Bristol. Before, this used to be one line on the bottom, but with the repave that's been here for a while, multiple lanes can work. And it's going to be interesting to see which lane is going to be the fastest at what time of the race.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. Lap traffic, getting through the traffic and getting through it cleanly. In the past couple of weeks, John, we've seen a lot of guys elect not to qualify for the races. Maybe tuck that fast repair that they got in the back pocket and save that for later in the race, or maybe some unfortunate events in the middle of the race. Gotta imagine, though, here, only a half mile around this speedway out here tonight, the concrete jungle. Gotta imagine that everybody's going to be qualifying and trying to find their way with the track position, starting with qualifying here in 9 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting the last row, you're going to be starting 8 car lanes behind the time the leader takes a green. That's almost about a quarter of a track. So even before the race starts, you're really far behind, and it's only going to get worse from farther on back. And you don't want the leaders catching up because, if you take too much time in the back, you will find yourself a lap down here. It's very easy to see that happen to the tail end of the field.
And a lap down, you can go quickly around here. Closing in on the championship hunt out here. Pull up a copy of these driver stands out here after 8 races last week. Andrew Kotska able to come home with another win. Eric Moore sits atop the driver standing charts right now. Bill Jetty sitting in second place. Bill is not going to be able to make the trip down to Thunder Valley out here tonight, so he is going to be posting a provisional and receiving last place points. Cole Gray with 157, and that's where the battle really begins. From Dalton Carter all the way down to David Gainforth, about a 10-point swing there, give or take. I think these 5 spots between Dalton Carter, Paul Turner, Tyler Beeman, Jerry Isaacs, and David Gainforth are all going to be fighting for 3 spots. 5 guys going for 3 spots. John, who do you got here? Because next week is going to be the final race for the regular season. Who's going to make
with just 2 races to go to the finish the regular season, it's kind of hard to see the point standings change too much. Tyler Beeman has been on an absolute tear. He's finished in the top 3 everywhere he's been, and he's won himself a race already. So it's kind of hard to, unless he has a catastrophic night, it's hard to see him lose points. Paul Turner, he starts in the back, but dang, it's almost at the every time. He's like old Kevin Harvick. Where did he go? He just shows up out of nowhere. Dalton Carter, he's shown himself have a really good car around this track, or around just not this track, but around the entire season. The 53 car, he's got decent speed as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. Jerry, as of late, has had a slump, and same with David Gainworth. We see them battling the bag with Brian Dorsey and Zach. So it's kind of, these next 2 races, if you're those drivers in yellow, you need to get top 10s. Yeah. Anything out of that, you're just wasting points.
Yeah, and at this point of the season, John, there are no more mulligans, so we're going to keep a very close eye on that points battle as we go 90 laps around this speedway out here tonight. But tonight, we got Bristol Motor Speedway, next week Pocono Raceway, and then we're going to close out the regular season with Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that's where the chase for the Bullydog Coffee Cup Series Championship begins with Michigan, Kentucky, Talladega, Darlington, and then finally, somebody's going to be hosting that trophy at Charlotte Motor Speedway on June 30th.
And those 5 tracks are all very different, challenging. I mean, we got Michigan, massive 2.5-mile track, but you're still going to ease up in the corners, and tires are going to be a little bit sensitive there. Kentucky is kind of a flat 1.5-mile track, so that mile track actually, or about mile and a half, and that one's going to be a bit different. It's going to be very tough to pass. Talladega, that's just a roll of the dice. We don't know what's going to happen there. Darlington, that is the driver who can keep their car the cleanest and save the tires the best will win that race, guaranteed. It's just who is that? We're not sure. And at Charlotte, that's going to be a fast track, a really good combination with these cars. It's going to be awesome to see these 5 races of the chase.
And who knows what's going to happen out at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Past 3 times that the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars drivers have visited Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's resulted in a last lap pass and what some may call a photo finish for each one of those 3 races. But just about 5 minutes to go here, John. Let's throw it out to the YouTube land, as we always do here on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Let's go ahead and get those pre-race picks in here tonight. Who's going to wind up on top? Who's going to come home with the black and white silk at the end of the night? John, who you got?
Oh, man, it is very tough to decide this one. Just because Bristol, people think that it takes a fast car to win here, but it's just right place, right time. Zach is up there. I'm gonna go roll the dice with Zach Chahalis. Let's see if he can get his first win after coming back to race in this Bullydog Rising Star Series.
Well, as our friend Kyle Jetty would say, that's a bold move, Cotton, or whatever he would say. Taking a look down the scoring charts down here, Kyle Nadeau very strong the first couple of races that he's run. But the man on fire right now in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series has got to be Tyler Beeman. Tyler is 4 for 4 for podium finishes. Currently sits atop the speed charts. I was talking to Tyler earlier tonight. He told me he wanted to keep the streak alive, and it's looking good like he's going to be in position to do that. Currently sits atop the speed charts here in practice. But for the race, I think this is going to be the point of the race, the point of the season where... let's scroll down here. I think this is going to be the point of the season where Eric Moore really starts to dig deep and starts to try to find his way back into victory lane. Already visited victory lane earlier this season and going to try to make himself to be a favorite for the championship contention here at the end of June. So my pick's going out to the 5 machine.
This is a perfect champions win at Bristol. This is a track that will test every driver to its limit. It is a fast track that requires very sensitive line to maintain the speed all throughout the high banking. It's going to require so many patience because you can see people work on each other lap after lap after lap, not giving each other an inch. And it's going to require that determination and tenacity to get to the win. Are you going to be able to lay the bumper down when push comes to shove? Champions do that, and we'll see if Eric Moore can do that tonight.
All right, well, you got Zach, I got Eric. Got a couple of picks out here for fan favorite Dusty. Got a couple of number 3s out here tonight as well. Mad Sim Racing, I'm not sure who's posting on Mad Sim Racing's.
It's probably Tyler. It's probably Tyler.
Yeah, they say that they're hoarding the coffee. Every race that these guys go around here, our partner and our friend Patrick sends out a pound of coffee to the race winners because what? They fuel race winners.
Well, as great as Mad Sim's streak has been, as we saw the points thing, only one driver in the top 6 and hanging on by thread, and Jerry Isaacs knocking on the door. Mad Sim has been able to put together a lot of wins, but at a certain point, you got to put together a championship season so we can see if Tyler can be the one, or if Jerry can pull out a good victory or good finish tonight. He could be leading the banner for MSR Army.
He certainly could. Jerry, one of those guys that usually has a quiet night, and a quiet night around Bristol is usually a good night. But we will find out who goes to victory lane out here after 90 laps out here tonight. With 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in open and practice, we're going to throw this trackside for tonight's playing of the national anthem, and we will be back for qualifying.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back live at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The red, the white, and the blue playing over the grandstands here as we have just 10 seconds remaining out here in practice. Let's go ahead and we're going to start qualifying here. Tyler Beeman going to be the fastest in opening practice.
It's a very tight open practice. I mean, Tyler and Jason separated by 7 1,000ths of a second, and not too far behind is where Jamie Capehart is. I mean, this is going to be an intense qualifying 5 minutes.
It certainly will, and we're going to, as we always do, we're going to follow the first car out on track, waiting on drivers to make their way down. It actually looks like Cody Richardson is going to be the first car out on track. We'll follow him along here for his 2-time laps here, John, whatever your name is. And these laps are going to go by in a hurry. You know, they click off 14, 15-second lap times. These are going to go by in a hurry here.
And you know, last week we saw where like the first lap really won't make a difference, and the second lap's really where the drivers are going to attack. Here, you're going to have to attack both laps. You can probably improve on your second lap, but it's only going to be fractional. So on these laps, you have to be on top of it because you're essentially want to wind up this car. You just want to keep it going like a rubber band, and eventually it's going to snap. But you just got to keep in throttle, keep in motion. As we see Cody getting a little loose into one, already ruining his second lap.
Yeah, going to be hard contact, so that's going to be the end of his qualifying run out here. Let's switch over to the 141. Jamie Capehart finishing up his qualifying run out here. Sits second, 2 100ths off the pole right now. Brian Dorsey is making his way out of pit road, coming out of turn number 1.
And, you know, for us, it's going to be just as hard to follow along because as soon as the car is done, it's only going to be 30 seconds. You're going to see a car on the screen. So it's going to be very crucial for these drivers to get every inch they can. Already running, the times are a little bit slower than what they were in practice.
Pole time currently of 15:19 with Jamie Capehart second, Kyle Nadeau third, Eric Moore fourth, and David Gainforth currently rounding out the top 5 here in Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series qualifying here tonight at Bristol. Brian Dorsey comes across the line first time by 9 100ths off of the lead.
That's a really good opening lap, and let's see what he can do for lap 2 here. As you see him, he's going to dive in the corners. He really is going to throw it in here, let the car catch high. As soon as the car feels a grip, power down, aim low, let the car naturally bring you out. I guess that was his second lap already.
Yeah, that was his second lap already. Brian Dorsey sits fourth. Jeff Dotson, that 00 Dodge. What is that, the Intrepid? It's been a while.
Looks like the old Dodge Intrepid, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that 00 Dodge. I mean, we should keep that. That's like Jeff has to keep that scheme from now on.
It's certainly a great looking 00 car out here tonight by Jeff Dotson. Jeff Dotson currently 6th on the speed charts, following Andrew Caldwell out of turn number 4, completing his qualifying effort here tonight, currently 7th on the charts. Paul Turner making his way out of turn number 4 with a big slide, and Paul's going to come across. He may have had some issues because I don't see him on the speed charts out here.
That could have been coming to his green, so go ahead, stop, don't push it. Maybe that's his way of getting some practice in without posting a lap. You know, and this is something with Paul Turner that I think this is, you know, this can be a hindering point in his championship run with not being able to qualify. Because a track like this, I mean, if there's a wreck, look how close it is. The wall's there and the wall's on the bottom. There's nowhere to go. And, these cars aren't going to stop quickly. This isn't a GT3 car. So when you see a herd of cars going in, they're going to tumble in there and it's going to be carnage. And that's something that I wouldn't want to take. I would rather risk qualifying than staying in the back.
Well,
But it's easy to stay that up in the booth compared to being behind the wheel.
That's why I love this series, John. We get to sit up here and watch it. I don't have to do any work as Paul Turner goes down there and makes some contact with the outside wall in turn number 1. Currently, Zach Chahalis has made his way out onto the Speedway as well. Zach in that Rainbow Warriors 24 machine, made famous by Jeff Gordon. No other man like him. Out of turn number 4, first lap for the 24 machine is going to put him
nowhere on the boards.
Nowhere on the boards. We'll have to wait for the next one.
Oh, man. We are so good at this. But, this is something that, up as he goes across the line sideways. Maybe he's a little tap of the wall. Maybe our system's broken. We don't know.
Anthony Hanna out on track right now, coming to lap number 1 with 26 seconds remaining here. Big slide down into turn 1. 69 machine's going to loop it out of turn number 2. And with just over 15 seconds remaining here, I don't see any other cars out on track, so we're going to go ahead and award the pole award tentatively out here tonight to Tyler Beeman in that 91 machine.
This is exactly what you want to do. Set the presence. Be out there, put yourself on lead practice, lead qualifying. I'm a firm believer of, if you have a chance, go for the kill. And don't give your opponent ever any hope, because with that, you then give them a chance to win. It's a set great pace that Tyler's already setting for the field, putting a big target on his back.
Final practice beginning here for the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series out here tonight. Once again, family, friends, and drivers of the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Series can use promo code FLATOUT tonight, $5 off an order of $20 or more at bullydogcoffeecompany.com.
Something I will be using tonight because I just ran out of my delicious Bullydog coffee.
There you go. What a better
see, this
time.
is why I want to race in a series. I don't want to race actually, compete. I just want to get a chance to get free coffee because that coffee is that good, folks.
A couple minutes here in practice, we'll see if we can't find one of the drivers out here in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series tonight. We've tried to catch up with the 69 of Anthony Hanna. Anthony, it's Tom and John up here in the cyber booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Anthony. Well, we're watching out here in final practice. We were watching in qualifying. What do you think tonight's race is going to be like? How are you going to find your way to the front, and how are you going to put yourself in victory lane at the end of the evening?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tight race. I know the cars are very loose here off the start, so it's going to be very important that we just make sure we take our time, really control our driving out there, and hopefully be able to move up as the race progresses. I got a pretty good feeling there's going to be some spin outs, some caution, especially off the start. So really just making sure we're jumping on those opportunities to gain spots where we can.
Yeah, and as the championship hunt does start to come to a close, and we're going to be setting the field here in 2 weeks. Next week, Pocono, and the following week at Atlanta. Do you think you have what it takes to point your way into the top 6 and make a run for a championship there?
So I think starting halfway through the year is definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm definitely up for it. I've been practicing every single week with my team here to really become more comfortable driving with the field, driving more competitively within the league. So, I'm definitely out here really just trying to gain my experience, get my footing. And if I can't hit the top 6 here this year, definitely will be seeing me in the hunt here on the next season for sure.
All right, Anthony. Well, best of luck out here tonight at the world's fastest half-mile speedway. Hope to get to catch up with you in about 90 laps.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Best luck to you, Anthony.
Thanks, John.
All right, we'll kick Anthony out of here, and Anthony's going to go make his way back down to his team paddock. Just over 2 minutes here remaining in practice. In happy hour, Kyle Nadeau sits atop the speed charts. Tyler Beeman, Cody Richardson, Andrew Kotzka, and Jason Dinsmore, your top 5.
It's a great schedule that Cyber Thunder's been able to put together for these Rising Stars, for the Bullydog Rising Stars series, because these tracks are tracks that you want experience to be given out. You know what I mean? It's an environment where you like Bristol's a track that you want to learn patience. There's no better place than here because you can see these cars like as we see Patrick and the 68 battle right now on track. You know it's always gonna be right next to each other nonstop. There's a battle right now with Dalton Carter and Cal Native battling side by side, and they've been going around for about 4 or 5 laps now, and it's just going to be tough to see these cars get any kind of clear space at any given moment.
Yeah, it really is, and I don't know how much patience you would have around here, John, but you're a better driver than I am, because it's 90,
I wouldn't go that far.
90 laps to go here. I would not be so patient, but you know, you're going to really see 2 different lines out here tonight as we're watching Dalton Carter, Andrew Kotska run the top and the bottom shelf of the Speedway. Dalton on the top, Andrew down there on the bottom. What line do you think, if you're in a restart, if you're in a late race battle, you want to be in the top, you want to be in the bottom, where do you want to be?
If it was 3 laps, like, you know, green, white, checkered restart, I think I would want to start on the high side. I think here early on, high side is going to be more beneficial. But say if we get long green flag runs and say, you know, this is a track where, you know, we've seen these drivers go cautionless all throughout, or maybe 1 or 2 cautions. I think down low is going to be more beneficial. It's less tire wear. It's easier on the tires. It's not too far off in pace. I mean, you see these cars, Kotska was able to hold off and keep clear of Dalton Carter as Cal Native's kind of stuck behind and unable to find a spot. So these drivers are going to switch lines all throughout. I think early on, high side is where the speed is. You know, you can kind of rip it and grip it off the top. But when these tires get up to temperature, we're going to really see where these drivers excel in managing their race speed.
Well, John, it's another Wednesday night around here at the Cyber Thunder Racing League in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series. What do you say? You want to go 90 laps around Bristol Motor Speedway here tonight?
It's going to be exciting 90 laps, folks. Do not miss it. You know, maybe we're going to see a little bit of cautions, but we're definitely going to see some sparks flying and some great side-by-side action.
Pace car makes its way down to pit road, and we're going to get ready to bring your starting order out here tonight as I try to find the pace car. I struggle with this every single week, but there we go. We got it here. Starting on the front row out here tonight, Tyler Beeman, 91, Jamie Capehart to his outside, Kyle Nadeau, Cole Gray in row 2, and Brian Dorsey rounding out the top 5.
Jeff Dawson, the 00 Dodge in 6th. Andrew Cowell right behind him in 7th. Eric Moore, 8th. David Gainworth in a 101.9. And Patrick Stein, the 89 car, rounding out your top 10.
Starting in the 11th position, Cody Richardson, one of those mad sim racing drivers trying to find his way into victory lane for the first time this season. Dalton Carter to his outside, Paul Turner making his way to the grid on 13th starting spot. Jason Dinsmore and Andrew Kotska, the winner of a couple of races this season already, starting deep in the field tonight in 15th.
16 is going to be Zach Chahalis, my pick for tonight. Not a good start. Scott Crouch in the 6'8 Valvoline starting 17th. Anthony Hanna, someone we talked to in the booth, starting 18th. And dead last, Robert Gregory in the 82 car starting 19th. And that's going to be your starting line for the Bullydog series at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Lights are out the iRacing.com pace car. Another half mile will be racing around here tonight, John. Looking forward to a great race. Hopefully some green flag laps out here. And we're going to be doing this in a hurry out here tonight. Tyler Beeman going to be bringing them to the green flag for the first time.
You know, we're going to see exactly the patience these drivers have, and it's going to tell us how quickly these cautions come out. You know, it's no reason to battle here early on. It's not even green flag. We're getting ready to take the green flag, I mean. And, you know, just relax, get in the pace, and then pick your battles from there.
Hard left-hand turn down there, out of turn number 4 for the iRacing.com pace car. All the fans are on their feet. Flash bolts are going off. Full song for the first time out here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Good start for the 91.
Great start by the 91. As we see, maybe the down low side was a better start as Kyle Nadeau was also able to clear for second spot. But as soon as we say that, everyone moves right up to the top.
Tyler Beeman able to put about a 3, 4, 5 car length advantage over second place right now. Sliding back battle is for 4th place. 5th place make that Jeff Dotson, Brian Dorsey, Andrew Caldwell all riding it under a blanket out of turn number 4.
Yeah, and as you see, like, this is what I was saying, how it's going to be really tricky to pass. You know, they're side by side. Jeff is going to have the clear legs on the straightaway, but in the corners, Brian Dorsey's going to really be able to hold his own. And it's all going to be exactly how long do these guys want to battle for each other as he finally clears them for the 5th position.
Now Andrew Caldwell's got a small hole there. See if he slides up, fills that spot, and finds his way to the top. Yes, he does. Eric Moore, points leader. Big slide for the points leader. He's going to hang on to it. And he's
very good job holding on. That is some great car control there. Even though it's a little sideways, very easy to lose a car. That is impressive to see. Holy cow.
And that shows you why he's leading the points right now. You know, it's those kind of moments where your night can either end or you can gather it back up, wait for the first caution, get yourself caught back up, and put yourself in contention to have another good finish out here. And Eric Moore demonstrating some great car control there as we're following Cole Gray and Jamie Capehart here for the battle for 3rd place.
I mean, as you see these cars go ahead, drive around, they're almost driving it like it's Darlington, right? You know, you kind of throw it in a little low, and you have the car slide up to the wall in the middle, and you exit low. You know, you dime in the corners. And, you know, that's just the way these cars are gaining speed. And when you throw a car underneath there, like what happened to Eric Moore, sometimes that car wants to slide up and you won't allow it to. You're going to get loose, and sometimes the rear end wants to come right around like we saw there.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times. It's not a nice feeling down there as the field's going to come down into turn number 1 on the north end of the Speedway for the 9th time out here tonight. Everybody making their way down into turn number 1.
You know, right now it looks like people are just relax. It's Bristol. We're taking it easy. Follow in line and see what everyone has. I would imagine let's give this 10 laps, 15 laps, and then you're going to see the battles come out. The tire wear is going to go. We'll see if Tyler pushes car too hard or Kyle did. I'm sure some of these front runners are pushing a lot harder than they want to, and you're going to see that the tire wear show here not too long.
Yeah, Tyler Beeman has been able to extend his lead out to about a 10, 15, maybe 20 car length lead over Kyle Nadeau, but the first 12 laps around Bristol Motor Speedway stay in green.
And now as you start, if you like zooming out more, you're going to start seeing Tyler start slowly catching on these lap down cars. You know, some of these lap down vehicles are not too far behind or ahead of him. So it's before long, that's going to be part of the battles of Bristol as well, as he's already halfway down the front stretch behind the lap down car of Anthony Hanna.
No, and John, here, these laps are going to go by in a hurry, but dedicating lap number 14 to our friend Crank Bell, and certainly continuing to send our best wishes out to Mr. Crank Bell, and hope he's able to rejoin us out here at the Cyber Thunder Racing League very, very soon. As we, some heavy hitters already in the back of the pack. Andrew Kotska started 15th and has already made his way up to that 8th spot, so he's the big mover of the evening so far. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on that 47 machine as he tries to march his way forward.
I kept the eye on the battle, and actually right when lap 14 started, Anthony Hanna got very loose in front of our leader, and that allowed Kyle Nadeau to now be right on the back bumper of our leaders. And that's part of lap traffic. It's trying to navigate, try to get through. And, you know, luckily Anthony Hanna had very good car control, didn't let it get too far away, but it was enough for Tyler to check up and open the door back for Kyle Nadeau to pressure for the lead. And even now the 141 is starting to catch up as well.
Yeah, Kyle Nadeau's closed that gap from about a 15-20 car length now down to about a 1.5-2 car length difference. Last time by, Tyler Beeman was a little bit faster than that 197 Kyle Nadeau that you're seeing on the screen there. But the fastest car on track last time by was Jamie Capehart in that 3rd place. Let's keep an eye on him as these laps click off.
And, you know, right in front of Tyler now is a 4 car of Paul Turner. And this is where, you know, for Kyle Nadeau, you would want to pounce. You know, let Paul race hard. Paul lets him go by, a very classy move. But, you know, something that I think was different in NASCAR than other series, Paul doesn't have to do that. Paul has every right to battle to stay on the lead lap. And, you know, he decided to give off. But, you know, next time later in the race, he might not want to. And that's going to give the leaders a hard time. I mean, you know, maybe the early cars he will. But, you know, 15 on up, they might be a little bit harder because, you know, caution changes your entire race if you're on that tail end of the lead lap.
Yeah, it really can. And you know what, that with the mindset that these guys are out here racing every single week around each other, if you piss off the guys early in the season, you got another 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks to go and race around them. So you don't want to make any sort of enemies. Paul, always a very sensible racer and a very courteous racer, and I would expect nothing less out of him. But with that being said, he is in the battle for the points, so he needs to make sure that he stays in the position to receive the lucky dog.
And you can see him, he's just right there on the tail, and that's probably his plan right now. And that's what I was saying with the problem of not qualifying is you put yourself back there, and he's already, second car 1 lap down. Or the first car 1 lap down, but only 2 cars are a lap down. So this happened very early on. We're now on lap 25 and getting ready to reach on a third of the way through the race. Just starting behind the 8 ball already.
Tell you, one guy who is not behind the 8 ball is that 141 machine. Been watching him the past couple of laps. He has consistently been the fastest car out on the speedway, including that last time by as they complete lap number 25. Jamie Capehart is coming. He's coming in a hurry. Now it's a matter of how he gets around Kyle Nadeau and ultimately Tyler Beeman if he wants to get that lead.
Catching them is one thing, passing is another, and we're seeing them now all searching for line. Tyler is now taking the middle groove. He's kind of cutting the track a little bit, and you see it suffer on the straightaways where Kyle is racing high, but Dave is, high, wide, and handsome all the way against the wall in entry as, they're putting Anthony Hanna already another lap down. But problems here, and that's, it's a very tough track when the tires go. It's hard to find that grip, and these drivers are doing it. They're searching around, trying to see where they can pick up traction, gain the speed. The 141 seems to find it. Kyle Nadeau and Tyler Beeman are searching for it.
Looks like there's a big battle on the speedway between Eric Moore, Andrew Kotska, Patrick Stein, Jason Dinsmore, and David Gainworth coming out of turn number 2. Put Jason Dinsmore to the bottom of the speedway. Eric with the big look down on the bottom. Eric trying to make that big slide coming out of turn number 4. Door quarter not clear out of turn number 4. Give it to the 62 at the line.
Eric Moore's rebounding very quickly. We saw him get it very loose right there. But as you see, his car wants to slide up, and with the 62 being on his outside, it just makes it impossible for the car to really get that traction down. As we see Patrick Stein now looking underneath, he's going to lose a little bit and already get passed by David Gainworth with just that look. So, everyone's kind of battling for the top, but like I said, I think cars that can make the bottom work, cars that can progress time on it, you're going to see that as Zachary looks high on Patrick Stein.
On board with the 24 of Zach Jahalis. That was John Diekman's pick out here tonight. Riding on board here, and him really work that throttle out of turn number 4. Listen to his throttle inputs down here in 3 and 4.
You're going to get on the brake a bit. You hear the throttle. He's kind of easing onto it, easing on it. Now he's going to floor it, get onto it. And it's just as soon as he's on it, he's back off of it, waiting to crank back, get up, just to look for an opportunity to pass the 5 car.
It sounds like the 24 has got some pretty good traction out of the corners. Doesn't sound like he's sliding around out of the corners too much. So maybe some tire management going on for him. But now he's down on the bottom side of the speedway here with Patrick Stein, Eric Moore, Jason Dinsmore, and Patrick Stein all under a blanket here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 2, maybe 3, back to 2 wide out of turn number 2.
Maybe back to 3 behind him, but as we see him, he was able to work the bottom down low very well past Eric Moore, who's held up behind Jason Dinsmore, and now here we are. They're catching a big group up ahead of them now. This is how it's going to be. These cars are all going to search for the best line, and it's just going to be, hopefully you can find the best ones. As we see a wreck in the back there with Eric Moore and I think that was Jason Dinsmore.
Cody Richardson also involved. We're going to try to back this up here in a second as Jason Dinsmore backs up that 62 machine, and he's going to get that thing under fire here. And John, these guys do have a fast repair, but with that being said, with the track being as small as it is, it's very possible that they come in, they get that, even if with the fast repair here, they could still wind up going a lap down, and that, we just ran the first 38, call it 40 laps under green here, maybe get some more cautions, but you don't want to go a lap down here.
No, if I were these guys in the back, I would just come in and quickly take my fast repair, come back out, and then go down for some fresh tires. There's no reason to try to risk it as, they're on pit road and there goes the leaders right by. So
Looks
very
like
quickly to go a lap down.
heavy nose damage to the 141. Looks like Jamie Capehart is going to be the class leader in the modified division out here so far. He's going to be coming down here, and he's still running in third place, so he's going to be all right. This is actually going to be best case scenario for him. He was able to hold on to his position, and we're going to back this up and see if we can't find exactly what happened here with Jason Dinsmore. I'll try to back this up. Couple of seconds here out of turn number 4, too wide between the 62 and the 5 machine. Jason Dinsmore working the top side. Looks like maybe Eric slides up just a little bit, and then contact out of turn number 2. Contact between Cody Richardson, Kyle Nadeau. Hard lick for the 141 machine as the entire field comes by.
Yeah, we see Kyle Nadeau and the 141 get involved. I mean, all that is just classic Bristol. There's just no room. This track looks big enough for 3 wide, but all your momentum brings you to the wall right there, right where Kyle Nadeau or Eric Moore tried to do a slide job on him, and Dinsmore couldn't stop in time, got in the back of him, tried to avoid him going 3 wide, but just not enough space. And that's what happens is when there's a wreck, especially on these straightaways, you barrel down to the corners, and it's so quick. It's hard to react. And as we see, Kyle Nadeau got involved in the 141. Jamie Capehart, I mean, it's tough to escape the carnage when it's in front of you.
Yeah, so this is going to take a lap or two for the field to cycle around and see who comes out on top. Currently, Kyle Nadeau sitting down on pit road. Believe Tyler Beeman. Where is the 91 machine? Tyler Beeman running third car in line right there. So I think Tyler's going to come out ahead, but we're going to have to wait for timing and scoring to update here at the world's fastest half mile. They say things happen in a hurry, and that just took out a lot of cars, but they still got a fast repair. They'll go down here, they'll get that fixed up, and we're going to go back racing at about the halfway mark of this race.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately that happened, but halfway through the race to have that to happen, that's a good break. Go in there, get your fresh tires, and from here on out, if there's not a caution, we're not going to see green flag pit stop. Every battle is going to be on the track, and the pressure is going to be put on Tyler Beeman to make sure you can get another good start here.
Actually, it looks like Tyler Beeman maybe fall into the. Who is that?
Tyler's driving the blue and white car. All
right, I'm looking at the blue and yellow. John, you're killing me here.
Hey, here at MSR, we're very loyal to our colors.
I'm over here squinting, trying to read the numbers on the side of those blue and yellow cars, but blue and white car out here electing to take the top side of the speedway for this restart. Jamie Capehart involved in that caution just a few laps ago. He's still sitting in second place. Cole Gray and Brian Dorsey going to be your top 4 to the line. John, bring us to a green.
Pace car down pit road. Tyler Beeman leads as Barney waves a flag as they barrel down to turn 1. Tyler's going to really throw it in there, cut off the nose, claim his track position, and clear everyone, as is now a bottleneck in the back 4-second spot as cars are going 2-3 wide all behind them.
Big slide out of turn number 4 for the 146. Andrew Caldwell almost gets in 2. Scratch that. There is a lot of getting into.
See, there it is. There's just nowhere to go. It looks like, as easy as it is to say, they're just not slowing down and stopping. It's not that. There's just no room. There's no space. And as fast as you go, these little brakes do just about enough to slow down. They don't stop. So you see these cars are just locking up and sliding into everything.
Back this up here half a lap. Try to find out exactly what happened. I believe the initial contact started with the 3. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like Cole just got sideways. Cole going to take a hard hit. Brian Dorsey hard into the wall. Dave Gainforth going for a ride. Zach Chahal is coming in. Anthony Hanna, Scott Crouch, and Eric Moore coming through and somehow getting through there cleanly. But a hard hit for a lot of these guys down here.
With the new smoke model out there, it makes it very hard to see. And a lot of these cars just see smoke, and they're trying to think, this is the best line to take, and they try to take, and sometimes it works. And as you see, like with some of them, it doesn't. So I think Kyle Nadeau was able to get through on the bottom side, but like Zach Chalice was up in the top, and unfortunately got in the back of Dalton Carter.
Well, you know what they say. You can drive through the smoke. Driving through the smoke does not hurt, but on board here, we'll take a look one more time at what Zach Chahalis saw here. See a little bit of smoke up there. Spotter's already in your ear. It looks like he really just picked the wrong side of the racetrack. He was checked up, and unfortunately, he picked the top, and there were cars there, and they call this a self-cleaning track, so I think I would have picked the top as well.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, that just shows like the closing speed because that was all in a matter of seconds that happened. And you know, if it was 5 seconds later, he would have been able to take the top clean, no problems. As we saw those cars, as soon as they were up there, they came all right back down. But when you have that many cars involved that early on and that close to the field, it's just going to bundle together. And you know, like what DW once said, cautious breed caution. So hopefully, you know, the drivers will calm down, relax, and we'll get going back to green.
He was also the one that tried to rewrite science with the vortex theory, John.
You know, I don't think he's wrong with that. At like a track like Bristol, it could work. Theoretically. But theoretically, anything can work, so. But could you imagine if NASCAR raced through the rain, you just see like rain going back up the other way? Just for like the wind is forcing it all the way up.
Where's our friend Darrell Waltrip? All right, lights stay on the iRacing.com pace car here. This time, next time by, going to be 42 laps to go. Tyler Beeman continues to lead. Jamie Capehart in second place. Andrew Kotska third. Kyle Nadeau and Dalton Carter. Where did Andrew Kotska come from? We talked about him about 15 laps ago, making his way from 15th qualifying position all the way up to 8th, and now he's going to be starting on the inside of row number 2.
Yeah, and I think he was able to keep his car clean there, and you know that's what you want. And then he's going to put himself in a great position for another win in the Bullydog Rising Star Series.
And once again, under caution here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half-mile Speedway out here tonight on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Friends, family, and drivers of the Cyber Thunder Racing League can head on over to bullydogcoffeecompany.com and use promo code FLATOUT for $5 off an order of $20 or more over at our friend Patrick's website out there. Go ahead, support him, give him a like, follow him on Facebook, Twitter, whatever he uses. But the pace car is down, and we are going to be going green here for the third time tonight, John.
As pace car going down pit road, Tyler Beeman gets a great start. The 141, not a good start, checks up Anthony Costa as he goes up high. Tyler with already a 2 or 3 car length lead going down the backstretch.
Battles brewing behind them for the third place spot. Looks like Kyle Nadeau is going to be able to go ahead and find his way through. Dalton Carter trying to poke his nose in the picture, if I can find my way back there. Jeff Dotson going for a big slide. Zach Chahalis also going for a big slide, as well as your points leader, Eric Moore, also involved in that one as well.
I think some nights are going to be over on that wreck. There was a massive carnage again, and that's, you know, fresh tires on the low side is a very difficult thing to hold on to here at Bristol.
As the yellow flag comes out over the speedway for the third time tonight, we're going to see if we can't catch up with race control, Mr. Chris Wold. Chris, it's John and Tom up here in the Cyber Thunder booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
All right, man. Well, this is your series. We wanted to highlight the great racing that we see out here. First 40 laps green at Bristol Motor Speedway. What can somebody do to get involved in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Star Series?
So they can head over to cyberthunderracing.com. And on that website, there's a registration link so they can check all our stuff out. Get registered, and we'd love to have you. Just a few minor rules with this series here for the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Star Series. Just got to be less than 2,000 iRating. But yeah, just head over to cyberthunderracing.com. We'll love to have you in the league.
Head on over to cyberthunderracingleague.com.
League.
To go ahead and get registered. Chris, we already got our picks. I'm not going to give you my picks until you give us yours. Who do you got maybe winning this race out here tonight?
You know, Tyler's looking strong, but I think I got a sleeper out there that I noticed during the end of that long green flag run towards the start there. I think Kyle here, the number 197, may make a run for it.
All right, so 3 different picks. I got Eric Moore, who was just involved in that incident. I believe he already used the fast repair, so we'll have to see how that goes. John has got Zach Chahalis, who's also involved in that. We got a couple of picks out here on YouTube for Dusty, who's unfortunately not even here tonight. Cole Gray. The loyalty is real. Cole Gray got some picks out here, especially from his wife and Tanya and Belinda and all his fans and family out there. at Bristol Motor Speedway trying to find the pace car here. Eric Moore on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed on that number 5 machine.
I've already sent out my warning that I'm going to have to bust out my Larry Mack, impersonation.
You going to do the trends of the race for us, Chris?
I'm not going to do the trends. The trends of the race are you get 40 laps of green, and then it's caution every other lap at that point.
Are you able to use maybe one of their cutaway cars to help show once they wrecked enough? You could give us some better technical advice on what these drivers are going through.
We could. I think what's happening is I noticed them at the very start, kind of let everybody know, hey, 90 laps, let it come to you. Very cold tires, right? And I've noticed now that they've gone in and had the pit stop, they've kind of forgotten about that, and so they're getting a little aggressive in the corners again.
Well, like we said at the top of the show, some bent fenders and maybe some hurt feelings at the end of the night. But Chris, we're going to kick you out of here. Thank you as always for everything you do around here, helping out, running a great league at Cyber Thunder Racing League. We're going to enjoy the last 40 laps out here tonight.
Let's hope it's a good 40.
It definitely should be.
CyberThunderRacingLeague.com.
All right, Chris, big part of our cyber family out here and helping us run the show and making it look good out here tonight. Back to the green. Full song once again. Everybody's coming down to the loud pedal. Jamie Capehart on the bottom of the speedway. Not a great restart for Tyler Beeman that time. Jamie Capehart going to maybe be clear out of turn number 2. He does clear him. New leader, the 141.
That's who I thought he was going to pick, was Jamie Capehart. As we see Tyler looking down low and start losing speed, trying to block off Andrew Koska's run, but unable to do that as he sticks his car up high right behind the 141. But battling side by side, door to door, going down into turn 3, able to clear him as he's going to go high and put the 141 in the box, unable to go low. But that was very, very sluggish start by Tyler on that one.
Sluggish start by Tyler, but a big contact out of turn number 4. See Paul Turner with some wheel damage headed down here. We'll try to find out what exactly happened to hurt that number 4 car coming up out of turn number 4. Just going down here through turns 1 and 2. Car sideways. Oh, that was a big hit. Patrick Stein, big hit.
Yeah, Patrick Stein was on the bottom trying to save it, unable to. Comes up, there's a 24 again, Eric Moore right there. But yeah, unfortunately, Patrick was not able to hold on, and it's very tough break for Paul Turner, the 4 car.
You want to talk about him. Patrick is one of the cleanest guys that we have out here. Patrick's one of the calmest drivers and the smartest drivers that we have out here at Cyber Thunder Racing League. But you want to talk about wrong place, wrong time for Paul Turner in that 4 machine. Just absolutely nowhere he could go, and it looked like the 89 machine had it pointed in the right direction, and unfortunately it went from being pointed right in the right direction to being pointed right at the 4 car.
And I mean, he did the right thing. He was on the apron trying to stay out of people's way, but unfortunately the car just hooked right and brought him back up the traffic. That was just very unfortunate accident, as we see on the track, that related to a lot of carnage.
That it certainly did. Unfortunate for the number 4 cars, and now looks like Paul Turner has retired that machine. Another notable currently 2 laps down, Eric Moore, not in the position for a lucky dog here. He's not going to get a wave around either. So Eric Moore going to have a rough points night out here. I mean, there's still 30 laps to go. Things happen in a hurry, but Eric Moore sitting behind the 8 ball right now. Good thing he's got that points buffer right now that he can lean on if he does need it.
If Bill J's watching, I'm sure he's loving it. He doesn't want to see misery, but this helps him with him not being here and Eric Moore struggling. The points that Eric Moore can gain is becoming marginalized with these struggles.
And realistically, John, it's really about the momentum and making sure you have the right sort of momentum heading into the chase, because we're going to be resetting these points here in a couple of weeks. Eric's got a pretty commanding point lead, and going to be a rough night for him, but this is not reason for him to panic. He's going to still be okay for the chase.
Yeah, and he has no threat of missing the chase. It's going to take him essentially to miss these races not to be able to. But this is something that he is going to need to, calm down and relax about, because you don't want to go in negatively into the chase. You want to go in with a fresh start and hopefully a fresh new beginning and be able to start the points on the right foot.
As we watch the field come out of turn number 4, the iRacing.com pace car coming at us this time. Eric Moore rolling off pit road before he goes another lap down. Eric Moore going to be making his way back around here. Tyler Beeman going to be electing to take the top side of the speedway.
I'm kind of surprised by that. We saw Tyler kind of struggle the last 2 times on the top side. I kind of thought maybe there was going to be a bit more of a strategy on the top, but it really hasn't worked out in these initial restarts.
I think Bill is here because somebody by the name of Silent Thunder just checked in, says he's here and he's watching. Hates to see it happen to Eric, but it does make it a little bit sweeter that I couldn't be out there tonight. Bill, we miss having you out here and hope to have you back next week as the field comes to the green. Once again here, Tyler Beeman on the top shelf, Jamie Capehart on the bottom. They're going to go side by side into turn number 1.
A lot better start for Tyler on the high sides as he exits 2. He's able to clear. Kyle Nady is going to rocket up top, challenge for the second spot as well. And we got these 5 cars up top have always been right next to each other on the get-go.
Jamie Capehart goes for a big slide out of turn number 4, comes up the track sideways in turn 1. Everybody behind them does an excellent job of missing that 141.
I think everyone but Cole Gray there in the 3. He had nowhere to go as he pretty much went bumper to bumper the wrong way with him.
We'll go on board here with Jamie Capehart here a second to go. Looks like Zach Zahalis once again included in that one as well. Looks like he's just been having a rough night on board with the 141. Let's go for the ride that he saw, and you know he was closing his eyes here and holding his breath saying, please don't hit me, as he's got cars passing him on both sides of the speedway.
Yeah, that's just something that, you just hold the brakes and, like you said, pray that no one comes in and T-bones you. And as we see all the drivers go left, right, up and down to avoid it.
Zach Zahalis also involved in that one as well. Try to find, let's see if our crank cam out here got a good view of that one. I think it's going to have a pretty good view of it. Cars going on the left and the right side of that 141 machine. Everybody does a really nice job getting through that accident down there. And, gotta say there's relatively minimal damage to that 141 car. Yeah, the nose is pushed in. Yeah, the spoiler's a little bent up. But for what that could have been, that doesn't look too bad.
And we do believe that he uses fast repair earlier from the first caution flag. So, he's going to probably come in. He's already in the back. Go ahead and fix what you can, get back out there. But, yeah, that car is not that bent out of shape as first thought.
It's all about the track position here, John. And with 20 laps to go here, all these guys are going to be pushing harder than ever to get to the front. And I know that Jamie Capehart's going to be pushing hard to try to find his way up front as well as the field looks to get the one to go here. Not this time, maybe next time by here. Let's, John, one guy that I think we sleep on a lot here around Cyber Thunder is Dalton Carter in that number 53 machine. Dalton is currently sitting up in that 4th spot. He's got some nose damage here, but 20 laps to go at Bristol. You don't care about nose damage.
No, and I mean, it's not, unless there's a lot of engine damage to that, it's not going to affect him at all. There's no reason to slow down, and, unless, like I said, unless there's bad damage, which there could be. It's very hard impact on the front end there. So, but, for that car, you're just going to try to stay out, get what points you can, because he's in a very close points battle. And with Jerry Isaac not being here tonight, it's going to be very tough to see what he's able to do.
Dalton Carter continuing to sport the hashtag #DoItForCrank14 out here as the iRacing.com pace car comes across the line. Lights are going to be off, and we're going to try to repack from the world's fastest half mile here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kyle Nadeau's able to do because he's very aggressive on these restarts. We see him every time really close gaps that other drivers may allow people in. So we'll see what he's able to do being underneath Tyler Beeman there.
All right, see if Tyler Beeman, he's been in control of almost all the restarts here tonight. Pretty good start by him, but a really great start by Kyle Nadeau on the bottom side of the speedway. Let's come through turns 1 and 2 for the first time out here tonight. This run.
Going side by side again and into 3 and 4. Kyle is drifting up high a little bit. Ooh, he was not really clear there, but able to make
Clear
it where
enough.
Tyler comes
Clear
from
with
slack.
contact. Speaking of clear with contact, Brian Dorsey and Cole Gray. That was not Cole Gray. Some contact with Brian Dorsey and the inside retaining wall there. That's what you call clear with contact, John. That was clear enough.
He was able to make it work, didn't he?
He made it work, and I think Tyler was a little nice to him, but there was a little bit of bumper tag in turns 1 and 2, but they came out and they're still sitting 1-2. But now Kyle Nadeau is going to be the leader on this restart, so he's going to have lane choice. Jeff Dotson went around earlier. Jeff Dotson's back up to 4th place. Dalton Carter continues to run in 5th place. And Cole Gray, I think Cole's been involved in every single incident out here tonight some way or another. Cole Gray is running in 6th, and Andrew Caldwell has made his way back up to 7th place.
Yeah, I'll say Cole Gray and Zach Chahalis, those two have always seemed to be in all of them, and Eric Moore. But, I mean, that's the thing here. It's just there's just not enough room. And, you know, with the rookie drivers we saw, when you're very patient, you take things nice and easy, we can get long green flag runs. But, you know, the patience is now gone. These drivers see these laps clicking by, and they're trying to get what points they can. And, you know, give and take now just takes the take or turns to take. And that's why we see these cautions, just people not, you know, that wreck could have been avoided if they just let off a little bit. But at the same time, they're racing for points. They're racing for these positions. They don't want to give those positions up.
Yeah, and the action's only going to heat up as we head into the chase. And next week, Pocono Raceway, followed by Atlanta Motor Speedway here on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network at the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series. John, you said that you were going to go ahead and use promo code FLATOUT at bullydogcoffeecompany.com. What are you going to be ordering this week?
Oh, I am on the website right now. Thank you for asking. I'm going to try the Big Head blend for the first time. I haven't had a medium dark blend. I usually get the Best Friend blends as some medium roast. Always really delicious. Have never had a bad cup of coffee with it. But I'm interested to try his other products, so I'm going to go next with the Big Head blend.
All right, well, you'll have to check in with us next week and let us know how that is, but certainly looking forward to it, and looking forward to getting out to Pocono Raceway, the tricky triangle, where there's no turn 4 out there. Made many of visits out there, and beautiful facility.
Yeah, we just had our the Cup Series race a week or two ago there, and you were able to get a strong second place finish. But that's going to be one of those tough tracks that, you know, it's each one of those corners are different, and these cars are going to react differently each time they go through there, especially as tires wear out.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a tire conservation track, that is it, followed by Atlanta Motor Speedway. So 2 very different tracks coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see who can be the short track king out here. Tyler Beeman won the North Wilkesboro race, 2-3 weeks ago at his home track. See if he can't go 2 for 2 on the short tracks here in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series here. John, let's go racing one more time out here tonight. iRacing.com pace car is going to make that hard left-hand turn down pit road.
You know, the field's starting to dwindle away. Hopefully the drivers are a bit more patient as we see the iRacing.com car go down pit road. Green flag in the air. Kyle Nadeau leads them. Not a strong start on the top side yet again. Tyler Beam was able to go side by side with his teammate Andrew Koska right behind him. But that high run off of 2s are a massive run as we see Kyle Nadeau clear Tyler going exit of 4, and he's going to lead his first lap of the race under green.
New race leader, put it to the 197 Kyle Nadeau But right on his bumper, Tyler Beeman looks to make his way around as we're going to come around and get 10 laps to go this time by. Throw a blanket over him out of turn number 4.
Yeah, these top 5 cars have checked out from the field. They are on a mission. Tyler Beeman's on the bumper of Kyle Nadeau and really trying to force him into a mistake, open up the door to give him a chance to regain the lead that he's dominated with most of the race.
Caution on the backside of the Speedway right now. Try to find who got involved in that. Field's going to be checking up for the iRacing.com pace car.
So with this caution, we're going to be inching closer to the green white checker.
Oh, don't even.
And well, we're inching closer, or we're inching closer to the end of the race, right? With that, if you're Tyler, and you saw how Kyle Nadeau took the lead, just cut off his nose, and Tyler cut him a massive break. If you're Tyler, would you return the favor? Would you force Kyle more with your bumper than with the mirrors? Would you do something like that, or do you think Tyler himself isn't that kind of driver?
I know that Tyler is a very respectable driver, but when I race people the way that they race me. When Kyle Nadeau slid up in front of Tyler, he was clear with contact, but I think going down here we're going to have probably about 5 laps to go on the Speedway. I don't know if I'm Tyler Beeman. I'm not going to go down there and door him, but I might run him a little bit higher than expected.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying dump him, hook him left. I'm just saying, not brake as early. Brake a little later. Kind of get your bumper on the back, upset his car, and then, while he's trying to save it, sneak away, go by. But if you do that early on, you better check out because you open up the door for him to return the favor as well. So we'll see what Tyler's able to do in second spot here.
Yeah, well, you say that. I have flashbacks to a couple runs with Kyle Jetty. Kyle's Season 1 champion out here in the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series out here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. And Kyle really ran a dominant season, and Jade Crank Bell finishing second in the point standings behind him. Very tight points battle a couple of seasons ago, and we'll have to see how that goes on here tonight with just 5 laps to go next time by.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely hectic, this restart's going to be, because I think everyone is going to try to grasp whatever points they can.
So now with 5 laps to go here, John, let's say that we run this race out green. Where do you need to be starting? Can you win this race from the second row? Can you win this race from the third row? Where do you need to be starting to have a chance to win this in 5 laps?
I think when we saw in that video, we saw the top 5 be able to separate. I think those are going to be your main contenders, but honestly, it looks like it's just between Tyler and Kyle Nadeau. I think Andrew might, but we haven't really seen him be that strong. Jeff Dotson also hasn't had exactly a stellar run today. His car's been a bit damaged up. Cole Gray, the one time he was up there, got a little loose. They're fast drivers, don't get me wrong, but they haven't shown race winning pace. I think only the front row has a realistic chance, and it's really going to come down to this restart. And it's how long can Tyler really make the pass work on the bottom, or is he going to try to go up high and force Kyle out of the top group?
Well, we're about to find out, and we're about to find out in a hurry. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn once again. All these drivers coming up through the gearbox. Good start on the bottom side of the Speedway. Kyle Nadeau has no help behind him. See if that helps or hurts him coming out of turn number 2. Quarter out of turn number 2. Still there. Put the 48 machine as a big slide.
Here goes Kyle. He's sliding from the lead. Oh, no.
Heartbreak Hotel for Kyle Nadeau, leading the race with 4 laps to go. Goes from leading the race, and Kyle Nadeau's now going to be going down to 13th spot. A lot of cars with some heavy damage out there. Jeff Dotson was running 4th at the time, and he's got wheel damage, as my spotter would say. David Gainforth once again involved in another incident out here tonight, unfortunately. Once again, to no fault of his own. He's got some damage as well.
You know,
Bill-
all that stemmed from was just trying too hard. He saw that tire was down low, and Kyle Nady was honestly just going to leave it all on the track, and that shows. And unfortunately, he's going to walk away with the record tonight.
Bill Jetty commenting it out here. Bill Jetty, Rising Stars Series regular out here, says junkyard on the front stretch. I think Bill summed it up in 5 words for us there.
Very neatly done. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, if we were at Atlanta or at Pocono next week, you could fit a 747 on the front stretch and still have enough room for these cars to race around it. But here, I mean, it's like trying to drive down the California Interstates. There's not enough space to get to anybody. It's bumper to bumper all the way through.
You know whose nickname used to be 747?
Whose?
It's very funny that you say that. Bill Jetty's nickname used to be 747.
Did you make that bumper so big you couldn't pass him?
No, he's Big Wing. Kyle's Little Wings.
Gotcha.
Bill, we love you. We hope to have you back out here next week at Pocono Raceway and then Atlanta Raceway here. But Tyler Beeman going to be leading the field to the green flag again. Andrew Kotska, winner of the past couple of races here. Andrew Kotska going to be starting alongside of his teammate.
Yeah, and he's able to keep his car clean most of the night, work his way up there. Jamie Capar worked his way back up. He's now in 4th place here. We haven't seen his name in a while. He has a really good car. Cody Richardson's having a great run in 6th spot with Brian Dorsey right ahead of him. Robert Gregory, haven't talked a lot about those cars. Zach Chahalis, I mean, he's wrecked every time, and he's up in 8th spot. That's amazing. Kyle Nadu back to 10th, Don Carter 9th. I mean, this field's all jumbled up, and it's going to be interesting to see on this green-white checker what's going to take place.
John, I know what I'm doing after this race. So Christine's out here saying that the next-gen cars are available for purchase on iRacing.
What?
You heard it here, folks. That's what Cyber Thunder
Already?
Broadcast Network does. We bring the action to you.
I'm befuddled by that. I'm surprised. Oh, you can.
Next-gen cars are live, Mr. Jetty. That's what rumor around the mill is.
I'm on the website right now, and it's 100% fact. The Chevy, Ford, and Toyota are all out there for NASCAR Cup Series next gen. Wow, that's impressive. I know they're doing the Pro Invitational cars with them tonight, but I didn't think they were gonna. Wow, that's quick.
All right, well, let's wrap this one up here, John, because I'm about to spend $11.95. Out of turn number 4, field comes to the green once again here. Andrew Kotska, Tyler Beeman. Andrew Kotska's going to get clear going down into turn number 1.
Oh, can Tyler get the good momentum? He does, but he's all over the bumper as he goes down the inside of turn number 3, racing his teammate really tight here. We'll see where they go. Opposite turn 4,
Out
come
of turn
to the
number
white
4,
flag.
white flag. Into turn number 1 for the final time this evening. Big battle between Andrew Kotska, Tyler Beeman. Stick a blanket over him. Tyler Beeman's going to send it on down in here into turn number 3. Gets to the bottom of him.
Let's see if he's able to make it work. He is not. Andrew Kotska is going to steal a victory tonight away from Tyler with the MSR finishing 1-2. And Jamie Capar able to battle around Andrew Caldwell and finish 3rd, rounding out your top 3. What a great finish of that race.
As we begin to try to bring these top 3 finishers up here. It's a long way down from the dungeon in the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. We're going to bring them up here room by room by room. We're going to be starting Cyber Thunder post-race show here in just a moment.
All right.
All right, back here at the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. I've sent John Diekman. John's out of breath. He's down there with our third place finisher.
Jamie Caparts, John up in the booth. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Dude, great finish tonight. You battled. You were up there in the front from the beginning. Little accident, worked your way back up. But overall, how do you think your race went for you to finishing third overall?
Yeah, just being on the bottom on newer tires. It's the cars are pretty loose, and I just let it get away from me there. Made it a lot harder to make up the ground at the end.
You know, we saw you right before that first caution. You were catching the leaders pretty quickly. Do you feel like you definitely had the long run pace, or you know, what was something that you felt like your car was as strong as that?
Yeah, I definitely felt like I had long run pace. I was riding pretty much that entire first run. I was really hoping it was just going to go green from here out. That's about what I practiced. I could run a fast lap, but I felt like it was more important to run 50 fast laps than one.
Definitely the correct way to go about it. Don't be mistaken by that. Well, great finish for you tonight in the 141 car. This moment for you to thank friends, family, sponsors.
Yeah, I want to thank Major Sizemore CPA. They sponsor me on our Monday night series. And Jeff Dotson and Kyle Nadeau, we kind of worked together, and felt like we were decent tonight.
Yeah, but all of you guys definitely. Jeff Dodson was a top 10, top 5 car. Kyle Nadeau had a car challenging for lead just like yourself. So great job by you and your team on getting a podium finish, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was fun to watch for everybody.
Definitely put on a great show. Thank you.
All right, kicking our third place finisher out of here. Let's see if we can't catch up with a wild Beeman. Tyler Beeman coming home in second place out here tonight. Tyler, it's Tom and John out here. You know us. You got us.
That's right, I do.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on finishing out here tonight at the world's fastest half mile in second place. You led the restarts and controlled the restarts and most of the race for a good portion of the evening. Where did it go wrong? And the restarts so critical. Where did you lose that momentum?
Well, I was just talking to Andrew about that. Obviously, through that end of the race, it's what we kind of see at these short tracks is we hit a point where we don't want to cautions breed cautions. We don't want to pit for tires because it just doesn't make really sense, and the race is almost over. So I had tires that were probably a bit worn from some of those little sprints, and each restart, I would restart in first gear. It felt a little more like it was spinning, and I was to that point there in that final restart. So I just had not the greatest restart. Andrew had a much better one, but he said, and he'll probably talk about, he was in rough shape too, but he got a good one. And once he was clear of me, I just didn't have time to get by him. I didn't want to slide up into him and wreck him or anything. So happy with the 1-2, but I do feel like I came up a bit short.
Well, you certainly showed that you had the speed to come out here and run the race, lead the laps, and almost come away with the win. Going down into turn number 3 for the final time, what were you thinking? Were you thinking that you had a chance down there in 3, or were you just hoping that maybe Andrew would make a mistake and you would capitalize there?
Yeah, I was hoping I could make it a photo finish and make it stick on the low line. I was getting somewhat next to him. I can't wait to see the video of it. But I felt driving it that if I really wanted to give it a shot, I might wreck us both, and that just wasn't worth it. As the team owner going for a 5th in a row, I'm just happy to see Andrew win and see us kind of get this result. So I had in mind I could really push, maybe kill us both, but I was a little more conservative, and here we are.
All right, well, Tyler Beeman finishing second out here tonight. You know what's coming next. We're going to open up the floor. Family, friends, sponsors, anybody you want to say hello to. Thank you, love you to anybody that's allowing you to come out here, finish second out here at Bristol.
Well, we're still running hashtag Do It For Crank on our cars tonight, and we're going to keep doing that along with everybody else in the league. So that's the first thing I want to say is hoping to hear increasingly good news as time goes on with Crank. Into the Apex podcast, as always, on the car, intotheapex.com. Everyone give it a listen. It's a fun time for sim racers. and Bullydog Coffee Company. Andrew's going to have more coffee than he knows what to do with at this point.
Well, you guys are going to have something to talk about because while you guys were doing this, they released the next-gen cars, so I know what I'm doing after this. Maybe if you stick around, we'll do some fun runs. But Tyler, we're going to kick you out of here and let you go celebrate with your team, and maybe I'll see you on track in a next-gen.
We'll see you. Thank you.
All right, kick Tyler out of here, and we're going to pull up, once again, the big winner on the evening, Andrew Kotzka.
Andrew, it's John for the 9,000th time. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, John.
Man, you find your way up here like you don't even mean to. You just stumble upon us. Great win. Where did that come from?
To be honest, I have no idea. I had no pace compared to the guys up front, but there's just a lot of cautions. I came out late and got lucky to restart there inside of Tyler on the last restart, and I just had a slightly better restart. Was able to dive in turn one there and get the lead. So that restart was very critical for me to get that win there. Outside of that, I thought I was like barely a top 5 car tonight.
You know, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like we never saw you in the race until the very end. Was that your strategy to play it, cool, nice and calm? Like any wreck your car wasn't near, any action on the track your car really wasn't near. Like were you just trying to keep your nose clean, or what was your strategy throughout the race?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had a rough qualifying there, and I just ended up starting out back. So from there, I just decided to try to keep my tires safe at the beginning when we had that long green run, and from there, just pretty much just trying to stay out of the trouble. I had a few guys spinning in front of me near the end there, and somehow walked away with very minimal damage to be where I am right now.
Well, next week is Pocono. Do you have any predictions for yourself there? Do you think we're going to talk to you for the 10,000th time, or do you think you might struggle there by any chance?
We'll see how it goes. I had some strengths last time I was at Pocono here in the truck, so we'll see what happens next week, and just maybe try to keep a seat warm on the podium for me next week. Just
Well, go ahead and get back with Patrick for your 5th pound of free coffee, 4th pound of free coffee at this point. We'll give you a moment. You know the drill. Say anyone you want to thank. Say hi to friends, family, sponsors.
Yeah, first of all, on our cars this week, we still have our buddy Crank on it, hoping he gets better soon here. Outside of that, always check out our Into the Apex podcast. Heard we had some good guests recently. Other than that, I want to thank our sponsor as well, Bullydog. They have such great coffee. Trust me, I've drank a bunch of it already at this point. So other than that, it was a great race by everyone. I can't wait for next week.
Well, congratulations on your win. Go ahead and celebrate with the MSR. I think colors are going to be staying back afterwards for sure to play. So,
oh yeah, I got to play out these cars at this point.
Yeah, everyone's got that just dropped, and everyone's already talking about, man. So go ahead and we'll celebrate on the track with a new next gen car, man. Congratulations on the win.
Guys, have a great one.
Go ahead, kick Andrew Kotzka out of here once again. Coming home with another win out here tonight, John. That was a hard hitting race and some heavy hitters struggling out here tonight in the Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series out here tonight. Andrew Kotzka, Tyler Beeman, Jamie Capehart, Andrew Caldwell, and Brian Dorsey going to be your oh boy. Not exactly sure where our stream went, but
yeah, I think iRacing went down because mine also exited out. I think everyone's getting the game, but that was
how
the
do we
race
close
that we
this one
expected
out?
to see, though. I think that's just something that with how tight Bristol is and the tough action these guys put out, stuff like that's bound to happen. And we saw them put out some long green flag runs, and we saw some really great intense racing. And I think for next week, you're going to see them put out even better product at Pocono, where you can put more passes, a little bit more safe, and yeah, it should be pretty fun to see everyone at Pocono for the Bullydog Cyber Thunder Series.
It really should, but congratulations to Andrew Kotzka coming home with the win out here tonight for the 4th time on the season, 5th in a row for Mad Sim Racing. John, That was an absolute blast out here. Can't wait for Pocono. Can't wait for Atlanta. Can't wait to get into the championship hunt here. Let's get ready to get into a championship hunt in the next couple of weeks, John. I will catch up with you next week.
All right, man. It's been great. I'm sure not even next week. I will see you here in about 20 minutes because I'm sure we're about to do some next gen racing.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys always coming out here. Remember, you can use promo code FLATOUT at bullydogcoffeecompany.com for $5 off an order of $20 or more. Go get you some good coffee. They fuel winners. They're fueling Andrew Kotska tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Good night.
Thank you guys for all watching.